Saba's stories. Ilvan and the Secret of the Treasure, Part 1. Once upon a time, there was a businessman who had 3 sons named Salim, Haman, and Ilvan. Among these 3 sons, Ilvan was well-behaved and treated everyone well. That's why his father was very interested in him. On the other hand, the other 2 brothers were jealous of Ilvan and always harassed him. The merchant fell ill. He was very worried that after his death Salim and Haman would take all his property and not give anything to Ilvan. Therefore, he divided all his property between his wife and children. A short time later, the merchant passed away. Salim and Haman spent all their money. Then they went to the mother and took her money by force. But Ilvan bought a house with the money he had and took his mother to live with her. He also bought a fishing net with which he fished and took it to the market and sold it. Salim and Haman did not work at all and only thought about having fun. Soon they ran out of money and had nothing to eat. When Ilvan went fishing, they would come to their mother and beg for food from her. One day Ilvan arrived and saw them in his house. He kindly told his brothers to live in his house. For a long time, Ilvan went to the sea and did not catch anything and returned home empty-handed. He was very sad and did not know how to pay for his family. The baker learned about the matter. The baker lent him bread and money every day and said, "Take these and pay me back the loan whenever you catch and sell fish." Ilvan also thanked the baker. He takes money and bread for his mother and brothers. The next day he decided to change the place he had chosen for fishing. Maybe he can catch more fish in the new place. He went to the side of the Karun pond. He was about to throw his net into the water. He noticed that a man on a horse was approaching him. The man was wearing expensive clothes. He reached Ilvan and said to him,
"Is your name Ilvan?"
Ilvan was surprised and said,
"Yes, how do you know?"
The man said,
"I am Benjamin. When my father passed away, he divided the old books he had among his children. In one of the books, he wrote about finding treasures on earth. We took it to my father's teacher. He told us that we should go and bring the treasure of Saba. There are 4 valuable things inside that treasure: a magic ring, a sword, a seer's orb, and a helmet. The magic ring has a powerful giant named Rod who can grant all wishes. The sword is also very powerful and can destroy an army. You can see all the cities and their people in the seer's sphere and destroy the people of the city with its power. Anyone who looks at the head of that head can see all the treasures on earth. Therefore, we must be careful that these strange and powerful tools do not fall into the hands of malicious and selfish people. The master told us that only one person can help you find these treasures, and that is a young man named Ilvan, who one day comes to Karun Pond to fish. He is a kind, honest and trustworthy young man. According to the prophecy of my teacher, I came here and now I saw you and guessed that you are Ilvan. Will you help me to find that treasure?"
Ilvan thought for a while and he said,
"I cannot come with you, because I pay for the life of my mother and brothers."
Benjamin said,
"I will give you 1,000 gold coins to take for your family and your worries will be solved. Do you agree?" Now,
Ilvan thought and then accepted. He took the 1,000 gold coins and first went to the baker and gave him the loan and gave the rest of the money to his mother and told her the story. The next morning, they got on the horse with Benjamin and set off. After some time on the way, Ilvan got hungry and said,
"I wish we had brought some bread and cheese with us."
Benjamin got off the horse and said,
what food do you like? Tell me to prepare for you.
Ilvan said,
"Are you a witch, or is this a kitchen?"
Benjamin laughed and said,
Yes, just tell me what kind of food do you like?
Ilvan said,
"All foods are God's blessing. I like every food."
Benjamin said.
Well done.
Then he put his hand in the horse's bag and took out some delicious food and drinks. Ilvan looked at him with surprise. Benjamin laughed and said,
My bag is a magic bag and I can take any food out of it.
They started eating. Ilvan said,
We have been on the road for half a day, so we are very tired.
Benjamin laughed and said,
We have traveled a month in the desert in this half day. My horse can move as much as a year every day. Of course, I moved a little slower today because of you.
They were on the way for 5 days. On the 5th day, they reached a city. When they passed the city gate, they went to Benjamin's palace. Slave Benjamin brought beautiful clothes for Ilvan. He thanked and took the clothes and wore them. They rested for a few days until it was time to leave. Benjamin and Ilvan set off together, went until they reached a big boulder. Benjamin recited a verse under his breath and the stone moved and went to the side. Behind the stone slab was a golden door, with 2 jeweled rings on it. Benjamin said to Ilvan,
Go ahead and knock on the ring and say I am Ilvan the fisherman. A man comes out and wants to stab your neck with a sword. But do not be afraid, bow your head. Be careful, if you pull your neck back, you will be killed. But if you bow your head, that man's spell will be nullified and he will leave and you will see another door. Then you enter through the second door. A man comes with a slingshot and says, I want to shoot you with an arrow. But don't be afraid and say so, I will accept. The man will also move out of your way, but if you get scared and run away, he will shoot you with an arrow. The man who left, you see another door. A predatory animal is coming towards you, but don't be afraid and don't run away. If you run away, he will kill you. When you open the other doors, you will see 2 giants, don't be afraid of them and stand bravely in front of them. They get out of your way. When you reach the 7th door, a beautiful girl comes out. He cries and cries for you to go with him and help him. But you should not listen to his pleas. Tell him to show his true colors or you will destroy him. Remember, no matter how much he begs and cries, don't give up and don't listen to him. Then he will move out of your way and the treasure door will open for you. When you enter the corridors, there is a lot of gold and jewels on the ground in all the corridors. Don't touch any of them and don't be tempted to pick them up. Go to the end of the big corridor and pull aside the curtain. There you will see the statue of Saba sitting on the bed. On Saba's head there is something round and shiny, which is the world-seeing cup. A magic sword is tied around Saba's waist, and a magic ring is on his finger. Instead of mascara is also hanging on his neck with a chain. Just take these 4 things and come out. I am waiting for you here too.
Ilvan said,
I listened carefully to all your words. I hope with God's help I can do this correctly.
Ilvan stood in front of the door and did everything in order until he reached the 7th door. The girl came out and started crying. Ilvan was heartbroken and followed her and they entered the room. At the same time, people around Ilvan grabbed him and beat him up and threw him out of the cave. Benjamin went near Ilvan and said,
I told you that you should only follow my words. You should know that feelings and kindness should not prevent right thinking.
Ilvan said sadly.
Now we have lost the treasure.
Benjamin said,
Don't worry. We just have to wait until next year and at this time, and return here at this time. Because the cave is only opened once a year. To be continued.